Next example, use divergence theorem to evaluate double integration over s y square z square I bar plus x square z square j bar plus x square y square k bar dot ds bar over the surface which is upper half of a sphere x square plus y square plus z square equals to 9 above x over y plane. So see here, we have to use Gauss divergence theorem. So first we have to write the statement of the Gauss divergence theorem. But in this example, how the statement can be changed for the Gauss divergence theorem. So see the surface which is the upper half of a sphere. So suppose this is our complete sphere. Okay, this is upper surface of the sphere and this is lower surface of the, my hand is the lower surface of the sphere. Just suppose that this is a complete sphere and I cut this sphere from the center, so you will get this half sphere. This is a half sphere. Then we have to evaluate the double integration over this half sphere. This is not actually a half sphere, but for the understanding, just suppose that this is a half sphere. Now you have to evaluate the double integration over the surface of a half sphere. Now look at how many surfaces for this half sphere. So this is curved surface for the half sphere and this is a plane surface for the half sphere. So there are two surfaces for this half sphere. Out of these two surfaces, the original surface of the sphere is only this curved surface. This plane surface is not the original surface of the sphere. That means when the sphere is full sphere, that is not the surface of the sphere. So the curved surface is the only surface of the sphere. Now to close this shape, we have to close this surface also, this plane surface also, so that we can apply the Gauss divergence theorem here. So we have to evaluate this double integration over only the surface of the sphere, and only the surface of the sphere is the curved surface. So see, when you try to draw the upper half of the surface, suppose this is your x axis, this is your y axis, this is your z axis. Our upper half of the sphere is above x or y plane. This is our x or y plane, x y axis, and our sphere looks like, our half sphere looks like, our half sphere looks like this. This is upper half sphere above x or y plane. Now you have to evaluate double integration over the surface of a sphere. Now the original surface of a sphere is only the curved surface, this curved surface. So you call this surface as a surface S. And this plane surface, the bottom plane surface, this plane surface is extra surface, call it as a S1 surface. Now when we attach this S1 surface to the curved surface, then only this shape becomes closed. So to use Gauss divergence theorem, we have to write the statement as Gauss divergence theorem. The statement here we have to write here, double integration over S f bar dot n cap ds. That means this curved surface above curved surface, but that is not a close. That is not a close. So to become it close, we have to add this plane surface, that is the S1 surface. So plus double integration over S1 f bar dot n cap ds is equals to triple integration over v del dot f bar dv. Note down in this example, see, we have to evaluate the double integration over the surface of a upper half of a sphere, that is a half sphere. So the original surface of a sphere is only the curved surface. So the curved surface is a S. But to make this shape as a close, we require to attach this plane surface S1. Then only this shape becomes closed, and the double integration over this closed surface is equal to triple integration. But when this surface becomes closed, so if you add this surface S and surface S1, that means double integration over S f bar dot n cap ds plus double integration over S1 f bar dot n cap ds is equals to triple integration del dot f bar dv. That is the actual statement of this Gauss divergence theorem for this type of example. So out of that we have to evaluate only this. So this term goes to RHS. We will get double integration over s f bar dot n cap ds is equals to triple integration over v del dot f bar dv minus double integration over s1 f bar dot n cap ds. So this is equals to I1 minus I2. This integral as a I1 minus this integral as a I2. Call it as a equation number 1. We have to evaluate this. Now for that, f bar is, this is value of f bar. So here in this example, value of f bar is y square z square I bar plus x square z square j bar plus x square y square k bar. Then we will evaluate del dot f bar. Del dot f bar is I bar into da bar by da by x plus j bar into da bar by da by plus k bar into da bar by da by z. Dot product y square z square I bar plus x square z square j bar plus x square y square k bar. Taking dot product, da bar by da by x of y square z square, that means derivative of y square z square with respect to x, it is 0. Derivative of x square z square with respect to y, that is 0. Derivative of x square y square with respect to z, it is again 0. So therefore value of del dot f bar is 0. Therefore the value of I1 is triple integration over v del dot f bar dv, that is triple integration over v 0 dv, that is 0. Call it as equation number 2, that is value of I1. Now we have to evaluate the value of I2. I2 means double integration over s1 f bar dot n cap ds. For that we require to calculate f bar dot n cap. So for the surface, s1, what is n cap? Now n cap is the unit normal to the given surface. So what is normal to this given surface? This is a plane surface, bottom surface of the sphere, that is a plane surface, and normal to this plane surface is in this direction. This is normal surface, direction of n cap. So what is value of n cap? So what is this direction? So actually this is our z axis. So this z direction is noted as a k bar, and this direction is opposite to z axis, so it can be written as a minus of k bar. So value of n cap, that means normal to this plane surface, is equals to minus k bar. So for the surface S1, n cap is equals to minus of k bar. So value of f bar dot n cap is equals to, value of f bar is y square z square I bar plus x square z square j bar plus x square y square k bar dot with minus of k bar, that you will get minus x square y square. Therefore I1 is double integration, I2 is double integration over S1, surface S1, f bar dot n cap ds. This is equals to double integration over S1, f bar dot n cap is minus x square y square, and what is ds? See, our this plane surface, this is on XOY plane. The plane surface is on XOY plane, and we know that the concept, when the surface is on XOY plane, we can take ds as a dx into dy. So this is dx into dy. Now we have to evaluate double integration over the surface S1 minus x square y square dx into dy. Now to evaluate this double integration over the surface S1, so look at this surface S1. This surface S1 is a circular shape. This is actually circle. This is circle. So we have to evaluate this double integration over this circle. So we can use the polar coordinates. What is the radius of this circle? So radius of the circle is same as the radius of the sphere. So radius of the circle is, radius of the sphere is 3. So radius of the circle is also 3 here. Now using polar coordinates, that means put x is equals to r cos theta, y is equals to r sin theta, dx into dy is equals to r dr d theta. Then value of r varies from 0 to radius is 3, and theta varies from, for the whole sphere, this is a for whole circle or complete circle, for complete circle theta varies from 0 to 2 pi. So putting all these values here, therefore I2 is equals to r varies from 0 to 3, theta varies from 0 to 2 pi, minus sign you can take outside, x square, that means r square cos square theta, into y square, that is r square sin square theta, dx dy is r dr d theta. After simplifying this, we will get this. Then you can take that this, both the limits are constant, we can take the separate terms of r separate and terms of theta separate. So it is minus sign, I is equals to 0 to 3, r raised to 5 dr, multiply by theta equals to 0 to 2 pi sin square theta cos square theta d theta. This is equals to minus times integration of r raised to 5 is r raised to 6 upon 6, having limit 0 to 3, and here we have to use formula of reduction formula or beta function formula. So I am going to first convert this integration 0 to 2 pi in terms of 0 to pi by 2, that is 4 times, that is conversion formula, 4 times theta varies from 0 to pi by 2 sin square theta cos square theta d theta, minus times, now value of r is 3 raised to 6 upon 6, for lower limit 0 it becomes 0, multiply by 4, multiply by using the reduction formula. What is the reduction formula? Integration 0 to pi by 2 sin raised to m theta cos raised to n theta d theta is equals to m minus 1 into m minus 3 dot dot dot, multiply by n minus 1 into n minus 3 dot dot dot, upon m plus n minus 2 dot dot dot, multiply by p, and value of p is equals to pi by 2 if m and n e1. So we are going to use this formula. Here value of m is 2, value of n is 2, both are e1. So using this formula, m minus 1, that means 2 minus 1, 1. Multiply by again here n minus 1, that means 2 minus 1, 1. Denominator you start from m plus n, that means 2 plus 2, 4. M plus n minus 2, that means subtract 2 from it, that is 2. Then multiply by p, value of p is pi by 2 if both are even, so here is pi by 2. Now this is equals to minus of 3 raised to 6 is, so after calculating we will get the answer minus 243 pi upon 8. We will get this value of I2. That is equation number 3. Put equation 2 and 3 in equation 1. What is equation 1? Double integration over the surface, yes, f bar dot n cap. What is f bar? Y square z square I bar plus x square z square j bar plus x square y square k bar dot ds bar is equals to I1 minus I2. But value of I1 you will get 0, minus times value of I2 is minus 243 pi upon 8. So minus minus becomes plus 243 pi upon 8. That is our final answer. Thank you.